And it is Monday, January 14th. Just want to update you on some of the moves I've been making. Um, and I'm still doubting whether I made the right move or not. But anyways, portfolio is down as predicted by almost by $600 or so. Almost $600. Although the market stayed fairly flat, it lost I think about a 0.5%. I probably lost about 1% since it dropped. So I've decided to go real heavy on Apple, and I probably should have sold the put against it, but I actually decided to fill up the shares to um, 100. I had 25. So if you remember, I made a trade on it, a put sell trade, and I got $1,000 off of it. But anyways, decided to buy into Apple, so now that's by far my biggest holding. And I brought my average price down to 156. I bought these shares at, if you look at the history here, at 140, 150 basically, and that's about what it closed at, 150 and 25 cents. So that's the biggest news here. And I also saw the call against it at 165 call on February 15th, so I can start generating some income off of those shares right away. Didn't waste any time. I probably should have just sold another put, but I decided to go a different way, and I might just keep the shares and just sell out of the money call so I can collect dividend on the way. Because I did some math, and then the put and the premium I get from it and everything is not that worth it to get the money right up front. I mean, it is, but it isn't at the same time. Because one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to miss an opportunity of Apple spiking and elevating without me, with me just holding a little bit of change from put premiums. So I didn't want to miss a big move because I think there might be a big move back on top of 230 maybe in a year or a year and a half from now. All right, so you can see the notifications are piling up here. I transferred some of the leftover money into GSY. Don't worry about this purchase. It's just 4 shares of SH, which I'm going to be probably putting back into cash pretty soon. I purchased a grand of emerging market bonds just to park some cash somewhere while I wait for a bigger, better opportunity, probably on Spotify or on Apple. So I'm going to be moving cash around quite frequently here. So a lot of moves happening right now. All this extra money to work with from Robinhood. I gotta make that 115 and $25 per month in order to be able to afford that money to work with. So and hopefully make a profit off of it, right? So I'd be happy if Apple hits 165 and then I'll collect a grand and a half and the $96. So, well, I'd be collecting a tiny bit of a loss as well from, averaging down in the first 25 shares at Apple, but that's small peanuts compared to the gains. All right. So here's the history. Um, I had to exit this position of a short on SPY. I actually purchased a put over the weekend and it didn't pay off. It looked like it was going to pay off on Sunday night, but it didn't. So I lost $150, $130 on this trade so far. So anyway, that's not good. But I've parking a lot of money in GSY, just ultra short duration notes, and obviously emerging market, emerging market debt. Here's the Apple purchases. I also sold that off JD.com to collect some losses for, for the future. I don't feel like holding such a small position anyway. I got to clean up the portfolio a little bit, make it more focused and less garbage in there. I'm not saying JD is garbage, but just less stuff that I don't understand as much. How about that? I had a call assignment, so I was forced to sell Chemical at $12, which is fine. It's going to drop below there and I'll buy it again. No big deal. Plus, I might need that money for a different trade anyways. Um, Here's me buying the SPY January 14th put, and I did collect $30 from the spot call credit spread. This is the first spread I've done on this Robinhood account. It worked out so far just to test it out. It's a pretty good way to or collect premium without putting up a lot of collateral, but obviously it has its catches. So if you want to do something like this, you gotta research it on yourself and what the risks are involved, and don't just do it because I do it. Obviously, don't take my advice. This is for entertainment purposes, basically, and hopefully motivational purposes and just our discussions and stuff like that. But please don't just follow what I'm doing. Um, all right, so that's about it with the activity. I'm really looking forward to 118. As you can see here at the end of the week, I have this O put expiring. I have RSX put expiring, so that's cash, over $2,000 cash that I'll be getting. That's another put expiring for UUUU, four puts. That's another grand. I have four calls expiring for UUUU, so that's been a big win for me, those premium collections. I have EXK puts expiring, which I'll be assigned to buy unless the price spikes dramatically this week at $2.50. The current price is about 220. So I'm not going to be collecting my money back from there, but I'll be getting EXK, and we'll see. Maybe I can sell some calls against it or just sit on it. Then we have the other options are expiring further into February and March and April. So the options tree is going to look a lot slimmer. I'm going to have only 6 active options until I put on the new ones, which is fine. It's totally cool. So we're going to stick to the plan. So I did anticipate a big downturn in the market, and I'm thinking that it's still going to draw down, and I am flying a bit unprotected. Not a bit, very unprotected into this downward move. But I'm gonna look at it more like an opportunity to add to positions and make some plays, and maybe I'll do like some sell some call spreads, just like I did with Spotify. But I'm not actually going to short the market outright and just go big like I tried to over the weekend. It's just not paying. I don't think it's very a good idea. I have a pretty low hit ratio on my put purchases. Um, I'm not a spectacular market timer. Um, like everybody else. Nobody's a spectacular market timer. So I'm just gonna stick to my strategy. When I veer from my strategy, I usually end up losing the money and because I do all these little gambles. So I think you should just stay disciplined and perform under the plan, which a lot of traders say that is the key to success. So perhaps they are right because that's been where all my wins are coming from is from doing what the plan is originally, doing what's profitable, doing what works. The next target is Spotify for me. They had a big pop. I think there was some news about them and some content involvement. I forget what it was. Right, licensing deal, some India launch. There's also some other news, but they're doing well. Like they're a good company. I own only 10 shares worth of $1,300. I say only, but that might be a lot for some and maybe very, very peanuts for others. It's all relative, guys. For me, it's a lot, I guess. 10 shares of Spotify, and I'm going to actually look to accumulate more of this company. So I'm going to be selling puts. So we can actually take a look right now together. If I sold the put for January 18th at what is the price of it right now? 126.58. At 120, that would be, there we go. I'd be collecting $123. That's not bad. Not bad at all. 115, that'd be just $58. But that might be worth it for downside risk because I want more of this company. So um, I'll probably be around this range here, about the 81, 83%. These percentages don't really mean much, but anyway. Um, yeah, so this is looking good. I would have to run the numbers before I pull the trigger, but so far what I'm seeing is very encouraging. So let's see how much cash I have together. Obviously, the account has no cash because most of it is sitting in short duration treasuries waiting to be deployed. So we're going to go there and check instead. So we have a couple grand actually in emerging market bonds here, $2,000.60. And then we have GSY where we have 197 shares. Okay, so 10 grand. So we have the money, especially at the end of this week. I might look into starting and play some of this, maybe even earlier, because we do have 11 grand that we can conjure and perhaps sell a put on Spotify. So that's going to be my next target. Gonna have to run numbers and check everything out, see how it plays out. But wanted to update y'all and wish you a happy week of trading. I'm thinking of getting a webcam so you can see my beautiful face whenever I'm talking to you. That might be a perk to all of you. I'll do you that favor. So I'm shopping for one right now. If you have recommendations on webcams, holla. Let me know what's the best out there. All right. And with that said, we'll conclude it right here. Peace out.